everyone, it's Nancy. I'm back with the Ocean Spray Folio. So today we're going to start making the tag that's going to go in the first tuck here when you open the cover. I love how this turned out, this cover in our faux pocket with the little journal card in it. I think it's really cute. Very happy with that. So on this side here, I cut a piece of file folder, just, depending on how you glued that, just kind of, do your measurements and find something that's going to fit, depending on how you glued, your edges down here. So mine measures, I can tell you the measurement of it. I think is going to work for me. It's 4 or just, yeah, it's 4 by 4 by 8, this one here. So I just cut a piece, and like I said, I like the manila folders from the Dollar Tree because they're thin. They're thick enough, but they're thin enough, So, and I just checked it to make sure that it goes in real nice, and it does. And if I have to trim a smidge, I can. I mean, I made it as big as I possibly could fit in there. Okay, so that's what we're going to work on today. So I'm going to put this to the side. Hope you're all doing well. So I really wanted to use some of this color here. I love this page and I wanted to use something. And then I was thinking, of a Tim Holtz doll, but I'm like, no, I need to use the images that Amy gave because they're so beautiful. So once again, on that page of, as I'm looking here to show you, it's from this page here. This gal was on this page here in the kit, so you can see. She's a nice big image, and I wanted as big as I could find because this is a taller tag. So I said, I'm going to cut her out. So this is the page she came from. So I fussy cut her out. And I'm going to use this as the background here. Okay, so, and then I'll explain this other piece to you here. So I have an idea of what I want to do, but I think we're just going to go as we go here. So I'm going to glue this to here like that. So yeah, I'm really having fun doing this. I love the kit, and the folio is something different. You can, add on or make it how you want it. But when you have pretty papers like this, it just kind of makes it easy to create with it, don't you think? Some kits really are so creative, and there's so many different elements to the kits that it really kind of makes it very fun and very easy to, create things with it. I could think of all kind of things to make with this kit. I just think it's just so pretty and perfect for summer travels, to make cards, to make, oh my gosh, so many things, just I can think of probably some other kind of things to make with it as well. But all right, let me get that on there. And then I'll have to cut around it. So I'll get my bigger scissors out here. Yeah, I love this page. Oh, I did, I don't know if I showed you the signature yet. I probably didn't, but we'll see. We'll get to that too. I didn't sew it in yet. I wanted to show you. It's a small signature, but it's a signature. Because, it's just a little folio. I mean, you can't put anything big in there, but I think you could fit, I think I put 3 or 4 pages. I would probably put no more than 5. And then, oh my goodness, what am I doing here? And then, for a nice short weekend trip or a 5-day trip or something like that, I think this would hold your memories just fine. But, you can always extend, and I'll show you another part that we're going to make that you could turn into more journaling. Boy, if I could see what I'm doing here, that'd be really good. For some reason, I can't quite see what I'm doing. Okay, so we have that covered there. I like it. And I'm going to just trim my little ends off here because I like to do that. Could even do the tops too. That'd be fine. Now, I know I didn't ink anything really in the kit. The only thing I inked was our postcards that we made in the last video. But I feel like, I don't know, do I want to do some inking with my vintage? What is this? Oh, the tea dye, yeah. I mean, we could try. Definitely could do this side. Will I sew on this? You know what? No, I don't think I'm going to. I glued it with my fabric tack, and that's going to hold just fine. I don't think I'm going to do any sewing for this, but I could change my mind, right? But I don't think I will. Let's see how this goes here. I don't know if it's going to even show up here other than smidge, but I'll give it a little ink here. Probably won't even see it, and that's okay. I don't mind because I don't think I need it. Okay. So this is, I wanted this to be the how it is. I'd like to see this piece here because she is going to go here. Now, she's kind of cut off from the edge of the page, obviously, and I don't want to put her too far down there because then I don't have enough happening up here, but I do want her to come up a little more. So I was thinking if we move her up there, like about here, that's good because I could still put my words here. She could be here, and I was taking some of the shells and things, and I was going to make a border down here with that. So, you know, I thought if we do that, we could start out with like, I'd have to see where to place her, and we could just kind of start doing some shell work here, like so. Just make a little collage of shells, maybe. I like this one too, maybe. And I want to do that starfish in there too. I thought maybe this would be really good. You know, you could sit here and play with these shells so long. Maybe turn this one like that. There's so many shells that come in the kit, so you could really be fussy about it. And I thought maybe like that, something like this maybe. Just make a collage of shells on the bottom. This way it's fine. She can be like all the way up here even. And then I was going to have room for a sentiment. And I didn't know if, you know, we could even put a small piece. I just don't want it to be caught. But I think if we put a piece of this here behind the shells just for some texture a little bit, we could do that. So we could try it. So I'm going to say I like about where she's at, which is right about here. And I got to make sure I remember. So right about there. Okay. I'm looking for my glue book, which is somewhere way over here. But let me just grab this page here. All right, I'm going to put her, I'm just taking a mental picture of what I'm doing here. So she's going to go here, right? Yeah, right above this little flourish here. Okay, well, I'm going to use my glue stick, I think, and hope I don't rip her. Let me just carefully get her glued up. Oh, so I hope everyone had a nice weekend. I did. It was a nice it was Mother's Day, yeah, Mother's Day. And We went to Japanese gardens, walked around. It was such a beautiful day. Had some light lunch with everybody. It was just a lovely day. So I hope everyone, no matter what you did, whether you celebrate or not, that you had a lovely day. The weather is getting so beautiful now. So it'll be fun. I like to sit in my backyard and listen to the birds and watch the hummingbirds and read my book or listen to some nice music and just relax. Okay, I think she looks so pretty on there. I love it. I love it. So if I were to put some of this here, let me just cut a piece of this off just to play with it. We could try it. So I guess what I could do is start gluing. But I like this shell. I want it to be on the front of this, like that. And then I do like this one. So maybe that one there. And then, oops, and then this one would have to. So I might need more, which I have all of them here. I have a big one. I don't know if I need this big one, but if I were to do a big one like that, that's where I want to put, I would put some of this under there first, just for texture. I think it would work. I think that would work. And then we could do this blue one here like that. Maybe this one a little higher up. Oh, that might be pretty. And then I want to be able to fit this in. So would I put that here, like kind of there? I could. And then I need something down here. So how about a little sand dollar maybe? Let's see. That's a big one. Let's see if there's another smaller one here. I know I might be using them, and let me just dump some of these out. Oh, that's okay. You know, I think I pulled them out and was using them for something. I have blue shells. That's a big one. I'm looking for the smaller one of that, and I'm not finding it. Okay. Oh, here's something small that's got blue in it. I could put that here. That's kind of pretty. I like that. I'm happy with that. I like the texture. There's some texture there. Some dimension, right? That's kind of pretty like that. Now, can I get it glued down the same way as I have it right now? That's the trick. So, so definitely the webbing has to go first. All right, this is all layered here. So I'm going to move that down here like that. Okay, I'm going to put some of my fabric tack to hold that down. And then since I'm layering all those shells, I think I'm going to just put some here. I don't have to glue the whole thing down. I'm just going to give something to hold it. Okay, so just stay there. Okay, I have a rag here. Okay, now this shell here for sure is going down. So I'm going to get some fabric tack on. As soon as it decides it wants to come out. Yeah, the weather's really nice. I think this week I am getting flowers finally. I feel like I'm in the mood to go get some flowers. And I need to plant my pumpkins. Oops. I need to do that. Okay, there's that. Now all this has to get layered this way, more or less. So I think the first thing I want to do is put this big one down, right? So I'm going to get glue on here. Right, okay. So that one's going to go up here, more or less like that. Let me hold that down for a second. And I think I can start putting, I think this needs to go next, this one. I'm watching because my fabric tack just wants to keep oozing out of the bottle now. So I have to make a decision quick. You see? All right, I'm going to put that one here like that. We can see some of the sticking out. I like that. And then, okay, I'm going to put this down part way. Part way. I'm not going to glue it all the way down, but part way. Okay, like that. So then this one gets under here like that. So this one can get glued. I like that there's so many choices of shells and things to layer and use, all the different sizes. It's fantastic. Pretty, very, very pretty. That looks good. All right, and then I think I wanted to, I think this is going down next. The sea, what do you call this? Starfish, sorry. Having a hard time holding onto it. It's getting messy. The glue is oozing, getting messy here. Let me get a cover on here right away. Okay, so let's try to get this in. Maybe like this. Yeah, okay, I like that. Now I need to get some under here finally. I'm gonna just lift this up here. Push that down. And then I need to get this little guy on. And I think we're gonna be okay with how it looks. Like that. I'm gonna put that right here. Get this glue capped fast. Oops, I'm sorry. Glue is falling everywhere. I am a clumsy crafter, aren't I? I have to admit that. That's true. That is true. All right. Yes, I do like it. I'm happy with it. Just maybe I could pull on this a little more to kind of come out more. Okay, there. I like that. That's pretty. Yeah. Get the, if you have any glue, get it right away while it's wet. That's how it's going to come off with that eraser. Okay, there we go. All right, I like that. So then, so here's my other find. I know I've been showing you a lot of things I find on Amazon, but there are these word stickers, and I saw another gal use them. They're from Amazon. Here is the code. They're quote stickers, colorful, and that's the info on it. If I can find the link, I'll link it in the description box. But look at these. What I like about them, first of all, the coats are nice, but look at all the different colors. They come in all different quotes, but I think you can buy them in different, like one kind of package is all white or off-white, and then the others might be black, but this one is a colorful. And I just thought, well, that's something different, because, you know, we're so used to using the Tim Holtz ones that are black and white, right? And you get all these different quotes and all these different shades of colors. And I thought, that's really cool. I really like that. So I ordered them. They were like I don't even know, maybe $5, $6, but you get all those sheets. And I thought, and I have a piece of some handmade paper here, and I thought, wouldn't it be pretty to take a quote and rip a piece of this and put it right there to kind of pick up the blues in here? That's what I'm thinking. So I have the blue, like a bluish, purpley green, and I thought maybe we could, now I don't know, I don't think they're really sticky. They're not thick, so I think I would suggest to always, obviously add them with glue. There's one that says follow your heart would be pretty. Today is full of possibilities. I could get away with putting a longer one up here, actually. So I probably could do something like that. How about collect beautiful moments? Would that work? See, they're very thin. Oops. But, okay, I'm going to do this. Let's trial and error. They're very thin. I'm going to tell you now. But they sure are different and pretty. So I would suggest using glue. And I'm going to glue it here. But I'm going to hopefully be able to rip around it. So let's just see how that's going to work. But yeah, I thought they were pretty neat. I don't know. Yeah, that'll work. I could do this. Just kind of rip around it. And then this paper gives it texture as well. I like that. Yes, very much so. I think I'm going to move these out of the way. I think I'm going to glue this on with my fabric pack since it's a thicker paper. I like it. This way I know it's going to stay on. Okay. I'm going to put that right here. That's pretty. I like that. Okay. So that's our tag. I don't think, let's make sure it fits nice in the pocket without moving it. Yes, that's going to go in nice. Oh, that's very nice. See, it's not a deep tuck, but it's enough. And that's poking out, and I think that's super pretty. I love that. Very happy with that. Yeah. So we have this floating pocket here, and we're going to make like a little kind of folio to go inside here instead of making a giant tag, because we just made a giant tag. So what I did was I measured the pocket, and once again I cut a piece of the manila folder to go in there, and I can tell you measurements, but we're going to work on this in the next video because it's going to be a little more time. So I cut, this is 7.5 by 8 1/4. And I folded it in half. So we're going to make a little folio that you could make this all writing space, or one side picture, one side writing space, or all pictures, like a little mini photo folio. And we're going to decorate that. And I love how it just fits, because this is a very nice, generous size pocket. It's going to go in there really nice, and made it so it would be even with the opening that I punched. Okay, so, oh, I love that tag. It's so pretty how it turned out. And I love the black and white image against the color. It looks really pretty. Very happy with that. So we'll work on that part, but I'm looking right here on the back side of this envelope, and I wanted to gussy it up a little bit. So the first thing I thought of is this cutout of the mermaid sitting on the rocks. And I thought, well, right there, I think it would go perfect right there. And I would only glue her down like the rocks and along here, because I like how she's sticking up. It's very dimensional. She's just automatically, I would just put glue on the rocks, and the rocks along right down here. And she kind of pops up, and I think it's super pretty. So I wanted to do that, so I can do that hopefully with this without making a mess, or use your wet glue. So I'm just going to do all of this here across, and then right down here at the rocks, and leave her free because she just looks really good there. I'm going to line it up with this paper here like that, and just hold her down for a minute. And see, she's free under here, but she looks so good, I think, right there. I love that. The other thing I wanted to do on this page was, well, this little spot here, I just want to put so much in here that your eyes were going to keep looking around. So I thought a couple shells. See, there was one of those little ones I was looking for. I thought it would be really pretty to just kind of gussy up the bottom of this little thing, this little section right here. So I want to do that. Okay, so let's put that here like that. And put this cute little blue sand dollar there. Okay, and let's put that right here. And see, it's just a little something, but and you might not be able to see in the camera, but it does pop up a little, and just makes it a little more fun. She's popping up, the shells look good. So this is part of the kit. This was one of those, I don't know what you call this little, now what I did was, when I showed you how to make the purse yesterday, and we printed them, I told you to print 2 pages. Well, you see how much smaller this one is? If you can print like 2 to a page, or for instance, if I do print to cut on my Cricut machine, it automatically shrinks it because it has to cut. I did this page on my Cricut machine, so if you have one of those machines, it will shrink it down. Or if you have the option of printing smaller, then I would suggest print smaller. That's how I got this size. So I was thinking of putting that here as a tuck and decorating one of the little tags real simply. So I was just going to kind of glue it here, and I have one of the tags from the kits, and I thought it'd be fun to just make a tag and tuck it back there. Let me see, what are my other options for tags? I have everything everywhere here. I'm trying to find the other tags that I have from the kit to make sure I'm not missing anything small. We have, that's a cute tag. This one's too big, but I love it. I love everything on this kit. That one just matches. No, okay. So we're gonna do even though she's on there, she'll be tucked in here, and you really don't see her, and the blue pops off. So I'm going to glue this partly to make it a tuck. Just along the bottom there, like that, a little bit. I'm going to glue that here. Hold that down. Okay. Let that glue stick down there. Okay, I'm not going to touch it, let it dry. So on the tag here, I think I can just use my other glue now. Just a cute something. Don't want to cover her up, but I thought it might be cute to, you know, just put a few of the smaller shells up here across the top, and the little starfish maybe, and one of these sand dollars maybe, like that. If we did something like that, it looks like I did go around it with the tea dye. And then I thought maybe another word from that sticker, but maybe in the peachy colors, like one of these peachy colors to make kind of go with the starfish, right? But I need a little one. So let's see. Let's look. Well, let's see what we can find that's live your life. That's small enough. That would work there, I think. Yeah, maybe that one will be, I like that one. And then I still can use some of this paper on there. I could do that. I think I have like a couple pieces. This is like a real pale bluish gray. And then I have this one I could use. Maybe I'll use a piece of this one since there's a lot of blue in there. So first let's just glue some of these shells down. So I can just use this glue to be quicker and less messier on these smaller pieces. So I can put this here like that. And this one here. And then we'll get the starfish on. Okay. Let me get my tweezers because I know I'm going to drop this little tiny piece here. Like that. I'll do that. Okay. And then live your life. How about that one? Live your life. Okay, so we're going to put glue on there. Okay, we'll do that right there. If I could put it on straight, that would be good. Okay, so we'll do that, and then I'm going to rip it here, and then let's see if it's going to fit. And then just, we'll see. Get this little piece out. It's kind of big, but let me check. Maybe I could trim it down a little more here. Let me do that. Okay. That might still be too big, but oh, that's kind of cute actually, isn't it? I kind of like that. Let's see if I can just trim a smidge. You know, sometimes you just better leave it alone, right? Yeah, I think that looks good. I might even hit that with the tea dye. Tea dye? Yeah, just a little. Like that. Oh yeah, that looks good. Now that I'll put on with the, let me put that on with the fabric tack. Yeah. I did not sleep well last night, so I think my brain's a little slower today. Little slow. I'm not the sharpest tool today, huh? I think sometimes I think about taking a nap, but I'm like, no, I don't take naps. It's not a word in my vocabulary. All right, so there's that. Let me get that on there. Super cute. I like that. Let me get all these little papers out. Okay, and then I inked the back already. I did, looks like I did. So then my idea was to just tuck this back here. And oh yeah, that's really, really, could put a saying here if I wanted to. If I wanted to really get into these quotes and stuff, I would look back on the blue pages. I mean, we could. Let's see if there's anything, or is that too much? What seems ordinary is often the extraordinary. Live gently upon this earth. That would be pretty. They have different sayings, like these don't sound like Tim Holtz ones, so that's why I thought it was something different, you know. Adventure is worthwhile. Be your beautiful self. I think about it, but should I? Sometimes too much is too much, right? We could put one on there. I mean, I could, right? Be your beautiful self. Would that be good enough? Yeah. See how pretty that would look there? I think I'm going to do it. Since I have this paper here, I think I want to do it. Be your beautiful self. I'm gonna do it. Or at least audition it, and then if we don't like it, we can save it for a different piece. But I like how the hand-dyed paper, the handmade paper too, gives it that texture. I'm going to put it right here. Okay. And then tear it. Make this one not so thick. Okay, so far so good. And then across. Now if we were to, oh yeah, I do like it. Oh, this is so much to look at. I love it. I love it that there is a lot to look at. It's kind of pretty to me. I like that there's, you know, a little folio, but there's sure a lot going on in here. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. Yep. Okay. Let me put that on. And like she's looking out this into the water, and that's there. Ah, pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. All right, so I think that's good for today. So we did our beautiful tag. So pretty. Really, really like that tag. And that goes there. And might have to do a little something here. I'm not sure. Not sure on that yet. But then we did this here. We glued the mermaid here. And she's dimensional. I love that. We've added some shells here. We added the little, I don't know what you call this case. This little pretty thing. Little compacty thing. And then we made the cute little tag decorative there. I could put a little, I thought I had a tiny, let's see, I was thinking if I wanted to, I could put one of these as a pull. Is that too much? If I put that there, we could put one of those. Yeah, I don't think it needs it. I really don't. It's fine. So, all right, we're going to leave it at that. And then in the next video, we'll just keep continuing on, okay? All right, friends, take care. Thanks so much for hanging with me. Have a great day. Bye.